It's Dave Medic 1. I've got another knife review for you. But first, I wanted to go ahead and remind you guys that, of course, I have a giveaway for the month of November. This is a giveaway that's sponsored by myself, Onikuss, and CRKT knives. And basically, all of it's we're giving away 4 prizes at the end of this month. All it requires is a video response, and that's pretty much it. And a lot of really good prizes, paracord included, sharpening strops, 2 knives per prize. We're going to be having 4 prizes total. All you need to do is submit a video response with the requirements that I asked in there, and I will have a link to that giveaway video in the description of this video. That way you guys can take part. A lot of great prizes. Really happy to be bringing this to you guys and give it back to you guys. So you have till the midnight November 30th to go ahead and submit your video response. Don't forget to do it. Don't miss out, because there's a lot of great prizes. And yeah, you'll be just look at the original contest video and you'll see how much cool stuff is in there. And like I said, that link will be in the description. So anyway, enough of that. Today, bringing you guys a cold steel Voyager Vaquero. This is the large version of it. Pretty cool. Now let me tell you something about this cold steel knife here. This cold steel knife to me is really ugly. I hate the way this knife looks. I really do. And you guys will probably think I'm crazy because I did do the Williamson Blondie, and that thing was ugly too, but I really like the blade shape now. And you know, but this thing I think is really, really ugly. But after getting it in and looking at it, my opinions have kind of changed, and I'll go over that in a second. But anyway, here you go. Comes this nice little, your typical cold steel box, and the cold steel doesn't really need to do anything with their packaging because their product pretty much speaks for themselves. Although you got your box here. It does come bubble wrapped and secured, so the knife is going to come to you most pristine, as pristine as possible on that. Another thing is I noticed that they also sent, along with this knife, if I can get it out here, is an extra pocket clip here. So that, I don't know why it would need one, but it's in there. So anyway, I don't know. I'm not too familiar. I've purchased a handful of cold steel knives, and this is the first time I've ever seen one in there. Maybe it's the norm for your for this style of knife. So anyway, here we go. Let's take a look at her. Boy, she ugly. Holy crap. Alright, let's get through some specs here. Okay, like I said, it's a cold steel Voyager Vaquero, however you say that, Vaquero. The blade length on this guy is 4 inches. The blade thickness is 3.5 millimeter. Overall length is 9.25 inches. Weight, weighing in at 4.6 ounces. Blade steel is AUS 8. This is a big knife. 9 1/4 inches is huge. Now that Williamson Tactical Blondie did measure in about 10 and 3/16. That's pretty big. That's huge. This is pretty big also. And they also, I believe, in this line they come with an extra large. So one thing that I do know, Cold Steel's not afraid of making a large knife. They pretty much corner the market as far as production knives being on the larger side. You guys should know this. If you guys look at they make some insanely large knives, and this is definitely a pretty decent example. Even though it's actually, in comparison to the largest knives they make, this is kind of like in the middle to large, and they get a lot bigger than this. So anyway, the blade steel is AUS 8, which is a pretty good blade steel. I like it. Similar characteristics to the 440C. It's debatable on which has better edge retention or longevity and all that good stuff. I like them both. This has got a stonewash finish on the blade, and unfortunately my camera can't really catch it, but this is probably one of the one of the best, if not the best, stonewash finishes I've seen on a production knife. I mean, when you think of if there was a knife dictionary and they had a picture of stonewash, this would be the perfect example of it, because it's just very uniform, very nice, very good looking, awesome. So pretty nice. I had to give it to him. This knife, of course, you've got a really big belly with a recurve, a real swoop right there. Ugly. I can't. Did I say ugly already? It's ugly. The handle, the ergonomics on the handle are awesome though. It's got grivery handles that are supposedly a lot stronger than Zytel. Of course, it has a triad locking system, which is tried and true, tested and proven. Very strong. Oversized pivot. All the pivots, the liner on this, all that stuff's been heat treated to add to the strength of this knife. They do extensive testing on this knife where they're hanging, all this weight on the handle, and they can't. The lock will not break. The triad lock, even though as stiff as it is, it's not so bad to disengage like a couple of the other cold steels I've had in the past. This is actually not so bad. Just drop it down, bang. Just be careful. If you drop it down and not paying attention, it'll cut the crap out of you, because they're also renowned to having a super sharp, keen edge right out the box. Very sharp. Now, one of the things they have some jimping on the grivery handles up here, which is very mild. Now you'd sometimes, or most of the time, I would expect it up on the blade, but the way the ergonomics are designed on this knife, if you have your hand right here, your thumb doesn't creep up on the blade too far, so this jimping right there makes sense and really doesn't need to travel up on the blade because of the way the handle is designed. Now, this jimping is only cut out of the grivery handles, and it's very mild. Would I like to see a little bit more aggressive? Yeah, but this still works. It still works. Basically, because the etching or the design, it kind of looks like the like iron cross type of design on the grivery handles. Between that and the ergonomics and cutouts in the hand, I mean, you just get such a good purchase on it that this jimping can be mild. And the good thing is, it's like the best of both worlds, because you do have the grip, yet you don't have too insane of a grip where it's going to burn your hands. You'll have hot spots after using this for a while. Reverse grip, it's okay, and it can be done. Not too bad, but it feels 100 times better in regular grip there. Now, yes, as far as pocket clip is only tip up left or right hand carry. Now, I did mention that it's an ugly knife, but the one thing I must say about, and I actually spoke to Onikuss, we had like a 15-minute, 20-minute conversation on this, that this knife, the way it is designed, or the blade designed, it makes complete sense. A lot of times, things that make sense and that are completely functional are not necessarily the prettiest things, and this is one of those cases. Basically, because as far as a tactical application, you still have and maintain this piercing point here. With the belly on that, you have the slicing capabilities. You got the swedge up top, adds to pretty much the slicing capabilities as far as the tactical aspect. As far as EDC and minor EDC tasks, or even heavy EDC tasks, because the blade stock on this is a little bit thicker than your average blade stock, and the way the triad locking mechanism and how strong it is on this, you can go into heavier EDC stuff. It allows you, if you were to cut towards you to wood process or anything, the recurve definitely makes sense there too. So, as ugly as I may think it is, it's very functional. It's not the prettiest knife, but it does what it needs to do. It's very light. It's 9 1/4 inches, yet you're sitting at 4.6 ounces, which is really good as far as the blade to material weight ratio, or the size to weight ratio. It actually works out really good. The blade, as far as like I said, it's ugly, but it works so well that it definitely makes a lot of sense. Even they do have it in they do have several different versions of this. the Voyager that you can get. So if this blade is not really something you like, it comes in many different versions of it. If I were to look up here, I can go ahead and run the list off for you real quick of what's available in the Voyager line. Alright, actually, the extra largest blade is 5.5 inches, so you're looking about 1.5 inches larger than this. But they have a clip point version of it, they have a Tonto version of this, and they come in medium, large, and extra large. So as far as if you really, I mean, like I said, you can pretty much find something to your liking here. The Vaquero version of this is, like I said, it's an acquired taste, but it's completely functional and does make sense. Very nice. Let's do a quick little cut test on there. Not that it's gonna even matter because I know where this is gonna go. I'm very familiar with cold steel, and like I said, I don't even have to. It's just, I mean, look at that, push cut, no problem. And this is very thin, very thin. It's almost like phone book paper, and it's just, that's pretty much a given when it comes to cold steel and what you get out the box. So anyway, that's pretty much it. Cold steel Voyager Vaquero, large version, monster 9 1/4, uglier than sin, but functional as hell. Awesome knife. As far as the price goes on that guy, Cold Steel, they're very proud of their stuff. Not saying that it's not worth the money, but it's at Blade HQ you can get it for $50. I'm not going to tell you where. I'm not going to tell you how much I got this for because they just don't offer it at that price anymore. So I'm not going to sit there and tell you a price, and there's no way you'll be able to get it like that anymore. I just got a really good deal. Got a hookup on it. But yep, you can get it for between $45 to $50, and it is worth the money that you'll pay for that. As long as you have a specific purpose or an EDC, or if it's going to fill one of your EDC roles, then yes. As far as collectors, it all depends on if you like the Voyager brand and you're trying to collect them all. Then it would be worth it. But unless you had a specific purpose for this knife, like I said, it's ugly in hell. So I picked it up because I got a really good deal on it. And if I was going to purchase one of these, I would probably go with the drop point or the Tonto, more attractive. And to tell you the truth, I'd probably step up to the extra large. So anyway, there you go, guys. So my review on the Voyager Vaquero. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry about the length of this review. But like I said, I had a bunch of really good points to go over on this knife, the good and the bad. The bad is really not that bad. It's a really good knife from a really good company. And if you do pick one up, you'll be very happy with your purchase. So thanks a lot for tuning in. Just remember, contest ends November 30th. So peace.